I'm Hannah. If you're new here, I have an allotment outside Oxford and I'm here to show you around my plot this morning. I've got a few things still growing in the beds and some new stuff coming in the greenhouse, so it'll be a fairly quick plot tour today. I hope you enjoy. So this is the site of my allotment. It runs from the manure pile down behind the greenhouses and up here, and I thought we would start by going through what's growing in these beds here. So this is one of my brassica beds that is still standing, and I've still got some Brussels sprouts, but they're coming to an end and they have started rotting from the top, so I think it's time to harvest them pretty soon and get the plants out. Over here I've got calyx. They were sown at the same time as the Brussels sprouts in June, and they have just started cropping now. They're taking a long time. And these ones over here, they've suffered quite badly from whitefly, but I think they are actually started to grow now, so I'm gonna keep them in and we'll see if I actually get a crop from them. So in the bed next to it I've got some herbs. There's some parsley and coriander, and they've been overwintering and they're starting to come through again now, and here's one dill that survived. And I've got some turnips here. So they were sown in September, which is not something I've ever done before, and I'm not super happy with the results. So I think they were sown too late, so they have not swelled and overwintered, you know, as roots. But they are growing now, but I'm afraid that they're just gonna go to seed immediately instead of swelling a root. So I think that experiment has not worked, but we'll see. And the rest of the bed is lots of garlic, and they're all looking pretty good. So the next bed over is the field beans and the broad beans. The field bean plants are still fairly small. I'm growing them for the pods, not as a manure, which you can do. And the broad beans are doing fairly well, and I did see some damage from the frosts that we've had, but I think they will recover, and I think these are the starts of flowers coming up here. So we're on track with them. They were planted out on the 1st of January, I believe. And the last bed in this section we used to be my salad bed, winter salads, but yeah, now it's only the overwintering brassicas. This is calabrese, which I've never grown. Again, I've never grown like this, where you have seedlings that overwinter, so we'll see what happens if they perform well this year. And over there is still some spinach that has survived, though it is looking a bit ropey, but some of them are doing okay. And I do have some mustard over here as well, though I have pulled some of the plants because they went to seed, and I think this one probably is too. But, you know, still getting some. And a bit more spinach over here. Spinach is pretty good at surviving outside and will give you a crop through winter. So that's that area. I grow most of the things under protection. Either it's netting or mesh, either for wind protection as for the broad beans, or allium leaf miner for the garlic, and pigeons and whatnot for the brassicas. And I find wind protection is one of the best things you can give your plants in winter, basically, so it means that they can grow a bit better. So next to that we have another brassica bed, but this end I planted up some elephant garlic, and they are doing very well. I'm very happy with them, and they're also under mesh. And next to them I sowed some carrots, Amsterdam forcing, the end of November. They're slowly but surely coming up. There's a lot of fungus growing here as well, but that's a good thing, so we'll see. I'm hoping for a very early crop of carrots over here. And next to it are some purple sprouting broccoli. So they were also sown in summer, and they take a long time to crop, so I think these will crop in March. They are starting to form up now, and I've just tidied them because some of the leaves were quite scorched by the frosts that we had, but they were the older leaves, so that's not a problem. I've got one cavalier here that's coming to seed, I really love kale flowers though, and so do bees. So it's good if you can leave 1 or 2 of your brassicas to flower in spring. That's a good idea for your pollinators. Then over here I've got my really ugly broccoli plants. They're really, really ugly, but they do give really, really tasty shoots. So they're, yeah, I'm gonna grow them again now in spring, and we'll see. And over here is another kale. And it's the only one I have that survived all the whitefly infection I had. And yeah, you can see there's still some damage here from the frost that I haven't tidied up, so I might do that just to keep it tidy. So by tidying the leaves up, you deter slugs from coming in, because that's their job. They kind of can sense when you have damage on your plants, because they come in and start munching on decomposing matter. And I've got some salad onions here as well. They were sown this time last year and they're still here. They just didn't grow very much back then, and I've just kept them in because they didn't die, so you know. But yeah, that's it for this area. Over here are strawberries that I haven't tidied yet, and I'm planning on expanding these beds. And then there's summer fruiting raspberries, a tayberry, and autumn fruiting raspberries, but they're not much to look at the moment. And then we're gonna move over to here. At the back of this middle section is my new greenhouse that hasn't got glass yet. And this is the original patch where I first started my allotment. And it's not that much growing at the moment. And I did just pull stuff out that was still in there. So there's some tiny little beetroots that have been overwintering, 2 kohlrabi and 2 poor Swedes. So that's it for my roots winter harvest on this plot here. I do have just sown some carrots, some more Amsterdam forcing. I have some other carrots that have overwintered. Yeah, I forgot about those, but they're more like dog carrots, because my dog really loves carrots. But they're, you know, they're still all right in here. Let's see if we can get one out. So they're not very big, and this one's very bulbous, but they're perfect for the dog. She likes. I don't want to give her too big a carrot, and it looks like it started growing. So they were nibbled. The tops were nibbled by the deer. That's why they look like this. And I do still have some turnips, and I'm gonna leave them in. So these are proper sized turnips that have been overwintering, so they're still here. Let's get one up. And they're still totally fine to eat, though they don't look very pretty at the moment. But any harvest at this time is a good harvest, I'd say. So there's a few more black Spanish radish here as well, and then some more parsley that's overwintered, and it's gonna get growing at some point soon. I did find a dandelion was coming up right there, so I'd obviously missed that when I was weeding. But yeah, so that's it. So I am slowly mulching all the grassy paths between these beds to improve on things. And then the bed at the very bottom is where my asparagus crowns live, but I am also growing my garlic in between, because there was some space. The crowns are still fairly small, so they're doing pretty good in here as well. And I see there are some self-seeded California poppies as well. So that'll be fun. So they were growing here last year, so they've obviously self-seeded. And here we are by the greenhouse. Right, so I'm stood by the greenhouse now, and it's got so hot I've had to take my hat off, my scarf off, my sweater off. It's heated up really quickly now. But yes, I think I need to water in there as well. It's quite dry now. These few days have been very hot. I'll turn you around and we'll see what we've got growing in there. So outside the greenhouse I've got a few pots of spring bulbs, and the tete-a-tete have come out and they're looking absolutely lovely. And yeah, the pollinators are loving it. Absolutely loving it, so that's great. And then inside here I've got quite a lot of overwintering greens, and they have really started growing now. So these are broccoli rabe, and you just eat the flowering shoots. So this one I've started harvesting. And there's spinach that's doing very well. a red spinach, lettuce, claytonia, mustards. I think they're probably close to flowering as well. And there's some other oriental greens. I can't even tell what it is now. It does say pak choi on the label, but it doesn't really look like pak choi, and it's being eaten alive in here. And this, these other Asian greens, this is something you eat the swelling of the stem of. Let's see if I can focus. So it is starting to happen, so that's good. We'll get there soon. And yeah, there's another pak choi here. It's absolutely beautiful. And I basically need to eat more greens now. This is another broccoli rabe. It's in flower. Let's see if you can focus. And I've got my fig tree in here. And I just wish it would do autofocus. Hello. Okay, I might have to start again. Hang on. Okay, that's better. So I've got more claytonia, more lettuce, and perpetual spinach back here. That is absolutely ginormous. So it's really liked being back here, because I guess it's a little bit of a shade from the staging. And here's Zoitsim, I think it is, flowering shoots as well. So this one's coming up to harvest. And coriander, more claytonia, and then there's some spring onions and more of the same basically. So in the center I've got my seeds that I've sown. So this is a brassica tray, and most of them are coming up. There'll be calabrese, kohlrabi, cauliflower, and I've got some fennel at the end, but the fennel hasn't come up yet, but that's usually a bit slower. But the broccolis in the calabrese, they're always super early, aren't they? So there's a bee stuck in here, so I'm gonna have to get him out. But yeah, I've got my seedlings here for the Grow Along for Life, the pea shoots. I need to water them by the looks of it. So I had 3 that perished, so they were out here in the greenhouse through the cold that we had, and I don't think they particularly liked it. It got down to minus 6.7 in here in the greenhouse. And these are calabrese, they're doing much better. I've got artichokes, some more seeds, all the sweet peas under here, they're doing very well. And I got a tray of radish, turnips and things like that that have been multi-sown. And then finally my Tauntondine kale cutting. This is a perennial kale I got sent, and I've just potted it up, so it's doing really well. It's actually grown a lot since I potted it up, and it just shows it's important to do that. Right, so I've put the window open, so hopefully he'll find his way out. I think so. I tried to catch him, but he just didn't want any of that. He's already got some pollen trousers. Yeah, better come out. Better get back to where he came from. Oh, can you see the pollen trousers? Yeah, he just keeps going up there and hiding. So I'm sure he'll get out in the end. Oh, it's so hot in the greenhouse. Yeah. I look forward to having my second one up and ready, because the seedlings are coming now thick and fast. And yeah, the beds are empty at the moment, but they will soon be filled, and it's really exciting. So that's it. That was a very quick tour. I hope it was slightly enjoyable and entertaining, and thanks for watching this far. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. It all really helps. If you want to know more about what I get up to on a daily basis, I run a weekly vlog project that comes live every Friday morning. It just chronicles what I get up to on the plot, and it sort of gives you an insight what it takes to have an allotment. So check them out.